What's up, NBA fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Explicit NBA podcast. I am your host, PT, and oh my gosh, this past week, since the last episode of the Explicit NBA podcast, it has been crazy. There's been a ton of signings, there's been a ton of trades and re-signings, and just the NBA has really shifted around a lot this offseason. Let's go ahead and get right into just all the news, all the signings. So, perhaps one of the biggest free agents of the summer, I would say Chris Paul is up there. But another really big free agent is Gordon Hayward. You probably heard about it. He's joining the Celtics on a 4-year, $128 million contract. That's a big contract, but for 2017, it's about right for a player like Hayward. Now, I feel really bad for the Jazz this offseason because Hayward's gone, but not only is Hayward gone, but George Hill is also gone. Yeah, those two guys, they helped make the Jazz a successful team. They helped make them a team that got past the Clippers in round one, and they're both gone now. Hayward was with the Jazz for 7 seasons. Hill was with them for I think 1, and now they're both gone. So it's just downhill from here for the Jazz. Really, they were in an okay position. They got Rubio. That's another trade that happened, and or a signing that happened. Whatever. They got Rubio, but they just lost their leading scorer, their future, their star, and they also lost their point guard, George Hill. So now the only thing that's really left for those guys is Rudy Gobert and Joe Ingles, and I'm not even gonna look up the team. It's not that great of a team without Hayward and Hill. I don't even know if this team is gonna make the playoffs, guys. If the Jazz make the playoffs, shouts out to their coaching, shouts out to their players, because it's gonna be through hard work and a good system. Rip Jazz. Congratulations to Hayward, though. Nice contract. Joined the Celtics, a very successful team. But here's what people are saying. They're saying, is Hayward scared of the West? The West has been building up like crazy lately, and the Rockets got Chris Paul, and the Timberwolves have been making moves. Even the Lakers, they got a decent team. They might make a playoff push. Maybe not a run, but a push. And the Thunder, yeah, it's another one. We'll get into that too later. Just so much news. But is Hayward scared of it all? Is it just too much to compete with? Is he smart for going east and playing against essentially just LeBron? If you're on the Celtics in 2017, the only guy you're really worried about is LeBron. Because you know you're going to make the playoffs. Like, come on, unless tragedy strikes, you're going to make the playoffs. And you're probably going to end up in the finals for your conference against King James. And once you get past them, boom, just the Warriors in finals. You got it. So I think it's smart. All that being said, I think it's a smart move for Hayward. Scared of the West? No, smart. It's not fear. It's a good move for him. You put 7 seasons on a team. They were good, successful, but they weren't like great. The Jazz, they were good, not great. He can go to the Celtics and make them great, and that's what he did. So I'm all for it. Also, the Celtics finally get somebody. They've been waiting all free agency. They waited all last year's free agency. They tried to get Durant. They tried to get Blake Griffin for 8 years in a row now. And they haven't gotten anybody, really, except for Horford and some really good young players, but no superstars. And they finally added a superstar to their roster to play with superstar point guard Isaiah Thomas. It's going to be a fun team to watch next year. Yeah, no, the Celtics are usually boring, but next year, Isaiah Thomas, Bradley, Horford, Hayward, whoever else is on that team, Jay Crowder. It's going to be a good team. Oh, and that's another thing. Where does this leave Jay Crowder? Time will tell. We'll see what the Celtics do. Expect more news on the whole Jay Crowder situation in a couple days. Moving on, I mentioned George Hill. So yeah, Hill also left the Jazz. Once again, sorry for that team. Lost 2 all-star level players, and Hill is going to the Kings. This is this is very random. The Kings, they got some really good draftees, and now they signed George Hill. But the other guy they signed that he might even start, honestly, with Will, is Junkyard Dog Zach Randolph. Sorry about that. So Zach Randolph going to the Kings. George Hill on the Kings. Are they gonna do anything? Insert Draymond Green sound effect. Nope, here, because they're not. They're not gonna do anything. I don't know why George Hill left the Jazz. I felt like he fit in really well with that squad. They were fine-tuned in the playoffs. It was with Joe Johnson on the court. I mean, the Jazz were a great team last year. Don't sleep on them. They were great. But now you can sleep on them because Hill's gone and Hayward's gone, and I mean, I don't even know what that team's going to do. But as of now, I'm putting it on the record. I don't think the Jazz are going to make the playoffs. The West is getting too competitive. You don't lose your starting point guard and your small forward who's an all-star and make the playoffs. You just don't. Sorry, Gobert. You're not a 20-point-a-game player, so I don't see the Jazz doing much. Got Hayward and Hill cross off the list. One more thing on that Hayward situation, and this is funny. If you saw Rudy Gobert's Twitter moments after it was announced that Hayward was joining the Celtics, he was bumping some "These Hoes Ain't Loyal" by Chris Brown. Yeah, it's a pretty clear message to Gordon Hayward, don't you think? He looked upset. He looked like somebody who just got into a bad relationship and it broke up, and now he's single and he's all like, "Yeah, these hoes ain't loyal." So you're saying that Gordon Hayward is a hoe? Yeah, Danielle, Brett, whatever her name is. Okay, moving on. Catch me outside. Moving on. Blake Griffin has re-signed with the Clippers. I don't think we covered this last week. I don't think it happened yet. But yeah, Griffin's going back to the Clips on the second biggest NBA contract of all time, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Curry's being the biggest of all time. Blake Griffin gets the second biggest of all time. It's a very weird time in the NBA with these massive contracts. But I don't know in what realm and what dimension is Blake Griffin worth $170-something million. He better play all 82 games is all I'm saying. As a Clipper fan and as an analyst, that boy, I really hope he earns his money. I don't want to get too Clipper crazy. We got some more Clipper news coming up later. You probably know what it is. But it looks like the Clippers are looking to build a team around Point Blake. Not Point Blank, Point Blake. Yeah, so the idea with this is that you give Blake Griffin the ball, you hope he doesn't turn it over, and you hope he makes plays like he loves to do. And should that be going on, the Clippers should be just fine next season, should he be healthy. A lot of shoulds, a lot of coulds, a lot of what ifs, but let's hope he earns his money, all right? Yeah, after that, we mentioned the Curry contract a second ago. It's massive, $204 million, I think. It's huge. But I guess he's earned it. I don't know. Yeah, he's earned it. Two-time MVP, two-time NBA champion, all these all-stars, and of course, he's the reason for the Warriors' success, essentially. He's the reason Kevin Durant went there, basically. He wouldn't have joined a team without Stephen Curry. So yeah, he's worth it, but that is a mind-boggling contract. And I'm wondering, is this going to screw the Warriors for the future? Is this going to, are they going to have money to invest elsewhere? But the thing is, you wonder, is this using up all the Warriors' money? There's so many ring chasers in today's NBA that they can just give out minimum contracts to anybody and get them. An example of that, and it wasn't a minimum contract, but Swaggy P is joining the Warriors as of today. Nick Young going to make some splashes and whatever in Splash Town. That's as good as that quote gets. All right. So Nick Young's going to go there, shoot some threes, probably brick a bunch of them, but whatever. They need to fill their team up, and it looks like they want to do it with Nick Young. If they could do it with JaVale McGee and David West and a bunch of other bums, then sure, why not? Add Nick Young to the ring-chasing squad, and let's dominate the NBA for 5 more years, all right? Right. Okay. After that, Lowry officially agrees to re-sign, or he did re-sign, with the Raptors. It's a big contract, but it's a good one. I agree with it. And people are saying, oh, Lowry's not worth it. the hell he's not. He's an all-star guard. And also, just like all that all-star stuff aside, you tell me, are the Raptors without Lowry going to make the playoffs? They could, but they're not going to be third, fourth seed. They're not gonna be winning 50 games. But with Lowry, it's totally possible. It's totally possible. Pardon me if that was rambling. I'm looking up something. All right, let's see. $100 million deal. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a $100 million deal for Lowry. You say, it's no big deal. They got that money. It's a 3-year, $100 million deal. Yes, this is a very sweet deal if you're Kyle Lowry, because 3 years, you're still in your prime. You still can ball out after 3 years from now, and he can do whatever he wants. He didn't even want to stay originally, but I guess he had a change of heart. Maybe got some love for Canada A or something. I don't know. But Lowry's staying. Probably has the DeRozan connection too. I don't even know if they talk or hang out, but I like to imagine that they're buddies. You know, they're buddies on the court, so they might as well get close, make some stuff happen, and try to compete with the Celtics next year. Not even mentioning the Cavs yet. Oh God, we'll get to that. So Lowry's on the Raptors with DeRozan. I guess they'll run it right back. Ibaka re-signed too for a $60-something million contract. Nothing crazy. All right. Next piece of news. We're just going straight down the list. Otto Porter. This is a bigger one too. So this one is really interesting to me. So the Nets. I can't even say Nets without choking a little bit. The Nets offered Otto Porter a $104 million, max contract? Yeah, and the Wizards, though, the Wizards have the right to match it and get Otto Porter. Yeah, they can match the exact offer, and Otto Porter stays in the Wizards. They have the bird rights or whatever it's called, team rights. I don't know. Look it up yourself. But point is, I think the Wizards are going to match it. $104 million, 4-year contract. Good starting small forward. Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. It's really surprising that 2 years ago he was. If you told me he was going to get a $104 million contract 2 years ago, I would have called it crazy. And just look at how far Otto has come this season alone. Really proud of him, and I know that Washington and the Wizards and the front office and all the fans are proud of him too. So I would definitely expect the Wizards to match it. But I guess shout out to the Nets for trying to lock down a great player. I don't know, they need a lot more than Otto Porter to do anything, but whatever, right? Hey, they still got deloading, ice in his veins and all that BS. Next piece of news. As of yesterday, Gallinari, after previously meeting with the Clippers, is going to the Clippers. So this is good for LA. Let's break it down real quick. I'm a Clippers fan. I gotta break it down. So Gallinari leaves the Nuggets and goes to the Clippers. But here's the thing: he didn't really leave the Nuggets. He signed a $63 million contract, 3-year, with the Nuggets, and then the Nuggets agreed to trade him to. Who is already set to go to the Nuggets. I'm confused about that too, but whatever. The Hawks are sending over a guy that was already going there. He's going to the Nuggets, and then also the Hawks are sending the Nuggets their 2nd round pick. This is just something to throw in there, I guess. Just something just in case, so you get more than just Millsap. But the Clippers, they are losing Jamal Crawford to the Hawks. Diamond Stone, rookie center, great, had great numbers when he played for Oakland's G League team. And Diamond Stone, Jamal Crawford, veteran, 6th man of the year, and their 1st round pick, top 3 protected from the Rockets. The pick they just got in that Chris Paul trade is heading over to Atlanta. And if the Rockets are not a lottery team, then Atlanta will get this pick. And it'll just be a standard 1st round pick. So should the Hawks tank, I guess they could get in the lottery. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But my point here is, I think the Hawks really won this. So Millsap was already set to leave. So what'd they do? They let Millsap leave and go to the Nuggets. They send a second-round pick, whatever, it's a second round, and they get Diamond Stone, Jamal Crawford, and his hefty contract, 2 years left on it, and a first-round pick. So they basically got all that because Millsap's leaving. Like, the Hawks came out on top, but the Clippers also won. I think that adding Gallinari to your team is worth giving up Diamond Stone. As much as I like him, he wasn't going to do anything for the Clippers. It's worth giving him up, and Jamal, 37 years old, huge contract. And also, the first round pick would have been nice, but the Clippers still have another pick for 2018. It's not the end of the world, and they got their scoring small forward, 18 points a game, 28 years old, can heat up, shoot the three, stretch, dunk, whatever, lob. Gallinari is going to the Clippers. They should be happy. It's sad that Jamal's leaving after 5 seasons with the Clippers. But it is what it is, man. He's 37. He hasn't got 4 more years in him. You could say he does, but I don't think he's going to play past 40, 41 years old. That's when guys retire. I just don't see it happening. He could, but I don't see it happening. I don't even know if a team would invest in a 41-year-old, honestly. Okay, moving on. The Pacers. Yeah, today, I think. Yeah, it was today. They waived Monte Ellis. Wow. The Pacers lost George Hill. Was it last year? They lost Jeff Teague this year. Another guy going to the Timberwolves. They lost Paul George, and now they lose Monte Ellis, who was doing just basically nothing for the team. Wasn't playing his best by far. He played great in Oakland. He played great for the Mavericks. He wasn't playing even decent for the Pacers. He looked lost. He looked unsure. Maybe he just didn't want to be there. Point is, Monte's a free agent. Where's he gonna go? Who's gonna pick him up? Somebody good, and it will be smart. He still has plenty left in his tank, honestly. Pick him up for a nothing crazy contract, and he could help your team. He really could. All right. After that, Dion Waiters has agreed to re-sign with the Heat. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll say it a lot because I'm pulling a lot of this out of my butt. But I believe the Heat went 11-30 the beginning of the season, and then went 30-11 or something crazy like that. And, yeah, it was all led by Dion Waiters. He's a great guard, and he's looking like Michael Jordan or something. He goes out there and he owns the court, man. If you watch Dion Waiters play with the Heat, I'm not a Heat fan, but he knows what he's doing. He's leading that team, and that was all really because Justice Winslow and Josh Richardson were injured, and Dwayne Wade left, and Dion Waiters saw the opportunity and he seized it, and he's been leading this team honestly all season. So good thing they brought him back. I know fans love him, and I know he likes it. So good for him. Good contract too. I'm not gonna pull it up right now. Wasn't insane, but it was a good contract. All right. After that, let me go back a little bit to this. I have this jotted down because I'm wondering. So the Nuggets are getting Millsap, which means they're going to have a front court of Millsap and the Joker, Nikola Jokic. Yeah, that dude's a straight badass. That dude can ball, dish it, dunk, shoot. I mean, and he's young. People argued that he should have got most improved player. I could see it. He looks confident as hell too. You can really notice when a player has confidence. And if you watch Nikola Jokic on the Nuggets, he is confident. Now, he's not even a ball hog, so the Nuggets don't have to worry about him learning to share with Millsap or whatever. But those guys could totally dominate. And honestly, I was ragging on the Nuggets before, but I think if they just continue where they left off last year with Millsap and Jokic playing peak of their career, prime of their career, whatever, I think they could make a push for top 8 seeds somewhere in there, at least. And that's good. It's a little unexpected. Are they anything to play against the Warriors? Who knows? But here's something interesting. So Anthony Davis and Cousins are in the West. Great front court. Possibly the most scoring, most just overpowered front court of all time. Jokic and Millsap are another great front court. I would put it over Horford and Millsap, even though that front court is also so good when they were in Atlanta. I think that the Nuggets, they have a lot to be excited about. They can really pound the ball. They play a smart offense and a good defense. They'll be set. Now, this actually alludes to the Hawks, and I should just name this podcast, "What the hell are the Hawks doing?" It irks me every time I think about it. They had their whole starting five essentially as all-stars. It was like 4 of them. Back in 2015, Teague, Corver, Horford, Millsap. Yeah, even what was it, DeMar Carroll? I think he left too. So their whole starting five is gone. In a course of 2 years, the Hawks have lost their whole starting lineup. They pulled a Trailblazers. It irks me when this happens to a team, but it has happened to the Hawks for a reason that was pointed out by some NBA analyst on NBA TV. I can't remember who it was, but they said the Hawks don't know who they want to give the money to. They don't know who. They didn't want it to be Teague. They didn't want it to be Horford. They don't want it to be Millsap, apparently, because he's gone. Corver's too old for it. He's with the Cavs. What are the Hawks doing? I mean, they got a decent, young core with Tim Hardaway Jr. and Schroeder and Bazemore, I guess. But that team, man, I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're actually going for a rebuild. Maybe they've realized that LeBron is going to go to the playoffs until he retires, or go to the finals until he retires. Because it's 8 seasons in a row now that LeBron's gotten out of the East. And if I was a team in the East, I would be like, screw it. Why not? Just tank. Get some good draft picks. If you had good draft picks in this year's draft, you are really helping out your future. Yeah, the future you will be happy if you drafted anywhere in the first 10 picks. We had an amazing draft this year. But we'll see. Whatever happens, pray for the Hawks. They need it. And I really do hope that Hardaway Jr. gets the contract he wants, whether it be with the Hawks or not. They had to put their money somewhere, so they need to start giving out contracts. After that, this one's huge. I don't know how I missed it earlier. PG-13, Paul George. He's on the Thunder. What the hell? You're telling me the Thunder loses KD, pays way too much money for Oladipo, and after just one terrible season from Oladipo, mediocre season for Oladipo, they send him over to Pacer World. That's who they got. The Pacers got Oladipo. Whatever. It's not going to do anything. You're telling me that they get Paul George, a top 10 player in the NBA? So you got Westbrook, possibly the second, third best player in the NBA, and you got Paul George also on that team. It's nice, and if they can figure it out, and Westbrook, he's chill. I think Paul George is a real chill guy. I think they'll be better friends than KD and Westbrook ever were. They were never really buddy, and I think that Westbrook is in a very joking personality, very joking point of his life where he's making funny videos, dancing, having fun. I think if Paul George goes over there and has fun with him and they win games, they're having fun, they will be a force to be reckoned with in the West. That being said, am I going to go out on a limb and say, they're going to be the best team in the West? No, it is not that crucial, guys. It's a good team, a lot of role players, Westbrook and Paul George, but it'll compete, but it is not just an automatic finals team, so don't even kid yourself with that estimate, with that assumption. All right, killing this list slowly but surely. Redick, 76ers, yeah. 1 year, $23 million for a guy that doesn't play defense and can't create his own shot, and he's 33 years old, and he's declining. Whatever, 76ers trust. See what I did there? They trust that Redick will be of use next season because they, of course, trust the process, even if the process makes no effing sense. Just keep saying it and tweeting it, and everything will be all right, right? Right, Joel? Just keep on tweeting. They released how many tweets he did, and it was like 8 a day or something is what it came out to. Good night. That dude needs his phone taken away. I'm pretty sure he used all his data for the month. I'm trying to think of any more jokes I could put there. No, that's about it. Maybe Twitter should start paying Joel Embiid, put him on a contract. He can have a little Twitter bird on his back or something. I don't know. Anyways, no more crappy jokes. Amir Johnson, this went right over my head. I didn't even notice this, but apparently Amir Johnson is also going to the 76ers. Like, what? I guess, I don't know. He was on the Celtics, and now he's leaving, and, whatever. The Celtics are deep as hell. They have, like, 8 draft picks that are in the first round for the next 3 years. They got Jaylen Brown. He's a great forward. They really don't need another forward in Amir Johnson. They're set. They'll be okay without him. Still, I don't know. Oh, well. Anyways, let's see. Oh, another one that might have gone over your heads. Wasn't really talked about. I think it happened today or yesterday or something. Michael Carter-Williams is going to the Hornets. Backup guard, of course. Man, Michael Carter-Williams, wasn't he like a rookie of the year or something? That dude fell off hard. Anytime the Bulls have a player and he's a rookie of the year, everybody's like, oh, it's going to be the next D Rose. This dude's the next Kwame Brown. I don't know. He's not that great, but who knows? Maybe he just hasn't hit his stride yet. Maybe he's a late bloomer like Austin Rivers or something. I like him, though. I hope him the best. I enjoyed whenever Michael Carter-Williams like went off or had a good game. I enjoyed it. He works for his points. He works for his assists. He hasn't had the best luck lately, and he's being tossed around the NBA like a $2 hoe. I don't know. Oh yeah, another one. That should be the title of this podcast. Another one, because it's just every 2 hours there's another trade or another signing. Big busy free agency. Taj Gibson is going to the Timberwolves to play that starting 4 spot, I assume. So you got a front court of Taj and Karl-Anthony Towns. Yeah, Cat. I saw it in my head. I was trying to think of what Cat stand for. I mean, you get to the point where you just call somebody their nickname so much, and then you can't think of their real name. But yeah, he's playing with Cat. Dude, this Taj guy, I'm surprised that Thunder didn't try to keep him. He's freaking good. I thought he played good for the Thunder in the handful of games he played with them. I mean, even Thunder fans, Thunder analysts, they wanted him back, but it's too late. He's going to the Timberwolves. Yeah, so we managed to go through virtually all the big trades and signings in about 28 minutes. Yeah, this is the thing I was talking about earlier. Did you notice that we just went through all of these signings and what team was not mentioned? Oh, also, I mean, Durant's back on the Warriors, but that was expected. Whatever. Big contract, not crazy, 50-something million, whatever. Yeah, we went through this whole podcast and we didn't mention one team. Maybe we didn't mention a couple, but the Cavs. What the hell? LeBron's got to be pissed. The Cavs don't have a GM. Chauncey Billups denied the job offer that they sent him, and he's not going to work for the big three, I don't think. And they don't have a GM, and they haven't done anything. They got Calderon, and it's like the majority of the Cavaliers are over the age of 30, and at this rate, I'm worried, because this is the only thing that is going to stop the Warriors if the Warriors go to the finals. I mean, maybe the Celtics, but at this rate, the Celtics will get past LeBron finally. It's like, something needs to happen. LeBron needs to he has been, a general manager for how many years now? He might as well go get the official job and play for the team. I know it's not allowed, but he might as well do that and just start recruiting the way the Warriors are. Because the Warriors are getting all these ring chasers just left and right. Yo, you want to come get a ring? Hell yeah, and they go to the freaking Warriors. The Cavs need to start looking to do something like that. I mean, they had a deep team. They got Corver back, and they got Jose Calderon, but what the hell is that? Corver and Calderon? They had some of their worst seasons of all time last year. I don't know what the Cavs are going to do, but they need to make something happen. They need to get Kiefelder back or something, man. Praying for LeBron and his team there. I know he's upset. I know Cavs fans are upset. I want to see them do something. Let's see them get Melo. Yeah, no, I'm saying Carmelo should go to the Cavs. I'm saying the Cavs need to put a trade forward and grab Melo. Do something. The Knicks will take probably... Well, no, Phil Jackson's gone. It's just such a peculiar situation for the Knicks and the Cavs. But they both... I mean, the Knicks, I don't know what the hell they're going to do. But the Cavs, they really need to do something. So figure it out and go beat the Warriors for the love of God. Guys, thank y'all for listening. If you got this far, you're the GOAT. New episode every week, at least. traveling's been interesting with me lately. I haven't been able to record a podcast the past few days. I've been meaning to. I got all the stuff written down. Boom, it's all out. It's all recorded. This will drop. By the time this drops, it'll probably be, Thursday? Maybe Friday. Thank y'all for listening. This is the Explicit NBA podcast, brought to you by thewinningtake.com.